Hello.
$15 people, but some role players are not here. So
Very good. Excellent.
role players are not here, some of them. Julius is not here. Is Julius here?
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's yes.
Time.
No.
Yeah.
Our team captain is not here.
Liliana, is your entire team here?
Yeah.
Paano na ako liliit kasi hindi ko na ito mabasa. Hindi ko na ito mabasa, hindi na ako makaliit.
What about Neil?
Ahmed is
Neil?
here. Paano ako
Neil?
hindi ko makita sarili ko?
Neil is not here yet.
And Sheila is not here from our team, but she will join now.
Hello.
By,
Yes.
Hi, I'm looking.
Hi, Claire, from tomorrow.
Good morning. Good evening.
You're calling us from tomorrow.
Nagsasalita ka na, ikaw na yung magiging ano dyan.
Hello! Ba't hindi ako nakikita?
we can see you. We can see you. We can hear you.
Chief Judge is here. Hi, Vivek.
Toastmaster Bilyana and the rest of Manama Toastmasters and first DivA DTM Club. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, DTM Claire. It's a
Good
long
evening.
time.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very well.
Great.
Oh, Miriam Jacob is here. Wow. And Sheila has joined. Yeah, Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Yellow screen.
Hindi ba ito? Sino mga doon sa likod? Doon sa kainan? Maybe this one. Sali dito?
Hi, Baliana. Hi, Sheila. Are you ready?
Kanda.
Vivek, welcome, Vivek.
DTM Gora, we would
Yeah, can
really
you just
love to
quickly
see your.
Can you mute yourself just for a few seconds? I'm trying to call you.
Oh, guest you. You is here from US. You is back.
That's good.
Wow, we are 26 now.
You. Good evening, you. I think he cannot hear us. Anyway, good evening, everyone. We have 3 more minutes and then we're going to start.
TMOD is not here.
Leslie,
Yes, Dr. Khaled.
are you there?
Yes, I am here.
I can hear you. Yeah, I know, because usually you say you have to have double connection. That's why sometimes
I have triple connection.
triple.
Today I
Okay.
have triple.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's a good number, 27, and still moving on, huh? That's good.
And counting.
And
Can't counting.
Welcome, Neil. Desai
Hello,
from
Neil.
India.
Hi, Chris, the captain.
Hello, everyone.
There is
Hi,
some,
Neil.
Good to
oh,
be here with everyone.
always Neil.
It's always
Oh,
good to debate with Neil.
we have a lot of guests. You have a lot of guests tonight.
Bilyana,
Yes. Yeah.
good to see you.
Good to see
Long
you.
time.
Long time.
Diba to?
Hi, Claire.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Must be early morning in New Zealand.
Yes, 4 o'clock.
Ceremonies.
Okay, Leslie.
Yes, Khalid.
I don't think Ali Haddad is here, so you can just, start the meeting, okay?
Okay. We'll start now. It's 2 minutes.
2 minutes. No, we still have 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Is Ali Haddad there?
No, he's not there. Anyway, his role is minimal now that we are.
Hi everyone. Hello, Biliana.
Hello. However, we cannot start without Ali Haddad.
Zakaria.
DTM Srinivas, how are you, sir?
Very good, very good. Zakaria, nice to see you.
How about Michael Jackson? Is Michael Jackson there? Michael Jackson, is he there?
Michael Jackson, yeah, he's brushing up on Thriller.
Michael, I don't see him now.
Toastmaster Ahmed Shukri, how are you doing, sir?
He's connecting
Excellent. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for inviting me. I look forward to this debate.
No doubt.
Welcome to Manama Toastmasters.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
To Manama.
One question.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, I have a question for Guraz.
Hi, can you see me?
Julius,
Can you hear me?
There.
Yes, we can hear you.
Julius is there. Guraz
Yes,
is there.
TMOD, you're clear. You're in.
I can hear my name being taken. What is it? What does everybody need from Guraz?
Guraz, will the voting be done before the evaluation or after the evaluation?
During the evaluation.
During the evaluation.
That's why here.
Usually before.
Before.
That's why here.
Before?
Yeah.
During the evaluation.
Amor here. Amor. Yes.
Ashok.
Hello.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. Julius here.
Ashok, the
Good
judges,
evening, everyone.
The only
the
one.
judges will be going to a different room
Amin, how are you?
to do their tally
I'm Khalid Amin.
while the evaluation is going on. Did I make myself clear?
Yeah. Okay. So
There's some crosstalk.
the voting is not open to the audience. It's only to the judges.
No. There is a panel of judges.
Okay, great.
Okay, Leslie. Leslie.
Yeah.
We
Just
already
now,
1 minute.
Toastmaster Michael joined. Let me just make
Here,
him.
yeah.
Yes, he's here.
Okay.
Elevate.
Because he's my co-host also. Okay.
Elevate, that's him.
Is Ali Madan there?
Ali Madan. Let's see. No, I think
Anyway,
not.
time to start.
Ali's phone, Ali's iPhone. This is Ali Janahi. Ali Janahi. Yeah. There's only one Ali.
Anyway, time to start. Time to start.
Okay. So I will now mute everyone. Okay.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
We can hear you. Ajib, we can hear you.
okay. Now you guys can hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah? Okay. Because I already muted everyone. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and welcome to this extraordinary meeting, a joint meeting between Manama Toastmasters Club and First DivA DTM Club. So tonight will be very exciting. It's a debate. To officially open our meeting, please help me welcome our Manama Toastmaster President, DTM Khalid Amin.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Leslie, for unmuting me. I believe everyone can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, if you can hear me, I know you can hear me, so I assume everyone, please just go like this if you can hear me. Okay, wonderful. Well, this is, as Leslie said, an extraordinary meeting, an exciting meeting. And I think we are here for a very special reason, because there is going to be a special event. So we are going to keep the introduction very short. I just want to welcome everyone. I know we have a lot of guests. Even their introduction will be delayed until after the debate. Now, meeting number 2756 of Manama Toastmasters is now open. And I would ask the president of DivA DTM Club, First Division A Debate Toastmasters Club, DTM Amor, to do similar thing with the opening of their meeting. Please, DTM Amor. Would you please unmute DTM Amor? Leslie, can you hear me?
Yes, I asked her to unmute. She has to choose unmute. DTM Amor, please unmute yourself.
It says the host is not allowing participants to unmute.
Yeah, but I already asked her, yeah, to compute. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh. Hello? I now put this 99th meeting of DivA Debate open.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, DTM Amor. So now let me welcome everyone again. And we're going to start by asking our VP Education to read the club mission. Toastmaster Telina. Is
Hello.
there? Yes.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. And I'm Tina Ravira, VP Education, Manama Toastmasters Club. I'm going to read our club mission. I read, we provide mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Telina. Now, our Master of Ceremonies for today, Toastmaster Julius. We have received the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? Are all the role players there?
Yes, Mr. President, there are no changes to the agenda. The agenda stands as is.
Wonderful. So the agenda is adopted as it is. Now, to take us through this wonderful event between two wonderful clubs, we have with us our current treasurer, the treasurer of Manama Toastmasters. And since I asked him how he would like to be introduced, I'm going to read verbatim what he wrote to me. He is a Toastmaster since June 2019, so that's about a year. He is an auditor, an accountant by profession. He finds joy in supporting others achieve their highest aspirations, either through mentoring or coaching. He normally loves traveling, but now that we cannot travel, he substitutes that by reading about history, economics, and current affairs. That was a long introduction, but I didn't want to disappoint him because that's what he wrote to me this morning. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our Master of Ceremonies for this meeting, Toastmaster Julius Kiromira. Julius, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President, for reading out my introduction in the exactly same way that I sent it to you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmasters, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. And most welcome to our first ever Zoom debate. With Zoom, everything is possible. In the blue corner is Manama Toastmasters Club, and in the red corner is DivA DTM Toastmasters Club. It can't get any better than this, my friends. Tonight, we are going to experience a battle of wits. Each side has collected its best and brightest minds, and these are going to thrill us with their perfectly curated arguments, counter-arguments, all delivered with sublime oratory. I guarantee you, my friends, this is gonna be lots of fun. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Of course, with me is a team of very honorable and very able role players. And I'll start by introducing my timekeeper. That's TM Michael Jackson. Michael has a master's degree in project management. He's the past president of Y Access TM Club, and is the current treasurer of DivA. And he has been a Toastmaster since 2017. In his spare time, he's a business coach and practices in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Apparently, Michael can also do a moonwalk if he's in his good mood. So Michael, why don't you tell us about your role today? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Okay, so my role today, as you can see, is actually I'm the timer. The timer is responsible for monitoring time for each segment and for each speaker. In this particular case, we're going to be talking today about debate. So let's talk about the debate timings. For the captains, the team captains, captains will spend 3 minutes, sorry, a duration of 5 minutes. 3 minutes was see a green flag, 4 minutes a yellow flag, and 5 minutes the red flag. For the actual speakers, we have 4 speakers. Sorry, we have 3 speakers, I beg your pardon. The speakers 2, 3, and 4, they will actually be shown green flag at 1 minute, a yellow flag at 2 minutes, and the red flag at 3 minutes. And then finally, the captains will come back to conduct their summaries. The summary period is 2 minutes, and they will speak for, or they will receive green flag at 1 minute, a 1.5 minute yellow, and 2 minute the red. Can I just say thank you very much to DTM Guraz for actually providing the little hearts for this and the idea or the concept of showing it in this particular way. Thank you very much, Guraz, much appreciated. I would also like to point out that all speakers are subject to a 30-second grace period, after which I will show the stop speaking sign and they will be muted. So let's all be clear, 30 seconds and you will be muted. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, TM Michael Jackson. Now, I'll move next to our debate moderator tonight, and that's none other than DTM Guraz, a man of many hats. He is currently an audio and visual project manager with Sim Solutions. He's a professional Masters of Ceremony during his free time. As a Toastmaster, DTM Guraz is caringly concerned, over-enthusiastic, vibrantly positive, intelligently emotional, dedicated to Toastmasters for the last 23 years. That's your moderator, my friends. DTM Guraz, I would like to hand over to you at this moment. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Julius Kirumira. And thank you, Leslie, for that applause. The presidents of Manama Toastmasters Club and First DivA DTM Club. Hello, Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Welcome to meeting number 99 of the First DivA DTM Club and meeting number 2756 of the Manama Toastmasters Club. I believe everybody can hear me. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you do? Fantastic. We are here to witness an exciting debate between these two wonderful clubs. At 56 years of age, Manama Toastmasters Club, which was established in 1964, is the oldest thriving Toastmasters club in the Middle East region and has rightfully earned the reputation of being the mother of all Toastmasters clubs in the region. The first DIVA DTM club, or to elaborate, the first Division A Debate Toastmasters Club, is the only English-speaking Toastmasters club in the country, in Bahrain. Dear friends, debate is a formal argumentation between two teams or individuals. One team will represent the affirmative side or defend the resolution. The other team will represent the negative side or be against the resolution. Both the teams today were given the debate resolution beforehand to help them prepare. Also, the decision on which team will defend the resolution and which team will oppose it was decided by a draw a few days ago. In order to conduct this debate, of course, I have the help of my good friend, whose fan I am already, Toastmaster Michael Jackson, who's going to time the debate for us. By the way, I want to repeat what was just said about him. He can actually do the moonwalk, pretty much as much as we know, as well as we know Michael Jackson himself doing it. Moving forward, we also have a chief judge and a panel of judges who will be judging the debate, the performance of the debaters today. Our chief judge today, Toastmaster Vivek Tilakan. He's a fitness enthusiast. The terms he uses to describe the activities he's involved in really puzzle the daylights out of me. Mixed martial arts, cross fitness, I have no idea what those things mean. Another beautiful trait about this Toastmaster is he has an innovative vocabulary. The way in which our chief judge expresses himself is completely unique and different. For example, he would tell you, instead of saying, I have given up on him, he doesn't give up on people. He never gives up on people. He recalibrates his expectations. He does not edit a document. He re-engineers the contents of a document. These are the vocabulary key words he uses in his speeches. And that's why, one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of him. Dear friends, I'd like to introduce our chief judge today, for which I'd like to request Toastmaster Vivek Tilakan to be brought onto the spotlight screen. And also, I'd like to request the entire audience to give him a huge round of applause and acknowledgement for his support. Can we get Vivek Tilakan on the spotlight screen? We want Vivek Tilakan to be identified. There you go. That's the man. He's the man who's got a panel of judges to evaluate the debaters' performance today. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, DTM Guras. Now, CrossFit, I'm not really into CrossFit, so that means he's an expert in exaggeration, point number one. And point number two is, if you need good DTM Guras to be a big fan of you, just use highfalutin, very tough words, you'll become a fan. I have experience. With that, all the best to all the debaters, and the control over to you, debate moderator, DTM Guras.
Thank you. Dear friends, for this session, the debate resolution is as follows. it is resolved that reality TV is destroying our cultural values. I would now like to go over a few rules that we need to follow during the debate. All attendees, kindly make sure that you are muted unless it is your turn to speak. We do not want to have any background noise that can distract the debaters while speaking. Also, I request the host to ensure that all attendees are muted except the one who is speaking. Next rule, all attendees please avoid any drastic or distractive movements that can disturb the debaters. The summary presented by both team captains at the end of the debate should not include any new points. The captain's summary will first be presented by the negative team captain and then by the affirmative team captain. Debaters, please note, all rules and protocols followed in any Toastmasters event must be followed during the debate. I want to particularly draw attention to no finger pointing, no personal attacks. At the end of the debate, there will be a debate evaluation followed by an announcement of the results in which the best team and the best debater will be awarded. To answer one of the questions that came up before the meeting started, when the debate evaluation is going on, the chief judge and the panel of judges will be moving out of this Zoom meeting room and into a separate room to do the tally of votes, and then they will bring back the results into the main room. Having read the rules, let me now introduce to you the two teams. In today's debate, the affirmative team will be the Manama Toastmasters Club. Sorry, I'm being corrected that they move into a breakout room. A breakout room which is a virtual breakout room, not a real one. And the negative team will be the first DivA DTM club. Before we start the debate, I want to request our debate host to please unmute all participants, all attendees, so I can have some responses from the audience. May I request the debate host to unmute everybody? Toastmaster Leslie?
Yeah, okay.
We've unmuted everybody. They have to unmute themselves.
They have to unmute themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever is not unmute themselves, so be it.
Okay. They are allowed.
All right. Debate contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Members and guests of both Toastmasters clubs, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Mr. Chief Judge and your panel of judges, are you all ready?
We are all ready,
Yes.
and you may proceed.
One more round of applause for everybody, please. All the 47 attendees today. Now, Madam Host, can you mute everybody once again, like it's supposed to be throughout the meeting, throughout the debate?
You mean muted?
Have you muted everybody?
Mute. Okay.
Mute.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions, objections, queries, or doubts? Please raise your hand. Mr. President.
DTM Guraz.
Yes, please.
I think, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't know if this was clear to the speakers, I mean the debaters. Our timer said that he will show a sign which says stop talking. And then how long will that be there before you mute the speaker?
30 seconds.
So
no, DTM Khalid, this particular stop sign comes in and the muting comes in at the same time. 30 seconds they have, at those 30 seconds there will be a red light, and the stop sign and the muting happens in parallel. They happen at the same instant.
Okay, so if it's clear to the speakers, that's good. Because I myself did not understand it. Thank you for the clarification.
Just clarify, it's not quite the same instant because I haven't got that many fingers, but yeah, it'll be pretty damn close, I promise you.
Okay, back to you, DTM Guras.
Thank you so much for that clarification, Chief Judge and Mr. Timer. Any other questions from any of the debaters or any of the debaters? Any questions? Please raise your hand now. Ali Haddad is raising his hand. This has to be a question about the debate.
Yes, is there any change in debate speakers? Or
We cannot hear you.
Is there any? Huh?
You need to bring down the mic.
Is there any change?
I think the question is there any change in the speakers or the speaking order?
No, there is no change in the speakers or in the speaking order. It is exactly as per the agenda. Okay. I believe we have clarified all questions. There are no more queries or questions. We are ready to start the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, the debate between the first DivA DTM club and the Manama Toastmasters club. It is resolved that reality TV is destroying our cultural values. In order to open the debate on behalf of the Affirmative Team, please welcome Toastmaster Biljana Davacheva.
Mr. Debate Moderator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Let us start this debate by focusing on the resolution itself. The resolution states, reality TV is destroying our cultural values. If we dissect the resolution, there are two main key points there. Reality TV on one hand and cultural values. According to Oxford English Dictionary, reality TV is defined as TV programs that continuously film ordinary people, not actors, sometimes even 24/7 in their particular location, purely for the purpose of entertainment, not informing the audience. And for cultural values, study.com defines cultural values as the core principles and ideas upon which a particular community or a society depends or exists. This includes customs, traditions, rituals, values, or the beliefs of people and the culture, the main values of that society. The phenomenon of reality TV has taken the world by storm, and it has been dominating the TV screen for the past 25, 30 years. Now, what are the detrimental effects of this phenomenon on cultural values? First, reality TV promotes dysfunctional relationships and glorifies abuse. Take, for example, probably the most famous and the most notorious TV reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In this particular show, almost every member of the Kardashian clan is in a dysfunctional relationship. They all have children out of wedlock, which degrades the institution of marriage. Or, for example, consider shows like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where someone has to choose their life partner out of 25 contestants who are vying for their love and compassion. Now, how degrading that is. When it comes to glorifying abuse, Almost every second reality TV show is full of profanities, verbal and physical abuse, even catfights. Take, for example, the Jersey Shore or the Real Housewives of New York, New Jersey, Beverly Hills, Santa Barbara, or any other small town in the US. You will find any of these things that glorify violence in this particular show. The second detrimental effect of reality TV shows is the fact that they elevate to stardom people who have no talent or zero talent. For example, every culture thrives on people who have creativity, ingenuity, and talent. In reality TV shows, this is not the case. In many of them, people who can't sing or who can't act become famous overnight and gain instant stardom. So which means you may be a size 0, but you also have a 0 talent, which affects negatively the society. Now, the third negative effect that reality TV programs have on cultural values is the sole idea about success and failure that many of these programs are trying to convey. Primarily, the message that comes through in many of these reality TV shows is that success must be achieved at any cost, even if it is achieved by dishonesty and subterfuge. What kind of message does that send to the people in every society? For example, take the show The Apprentice, where people who are successful in their business are put in teams to collaborate, but there is no collaboration except there is backstabbing, and everyone is trying to eliminate the competition so that they can win the show and hear the famous words from Donald Trump, "You're hired and this person is fired." So ladies and gentlemen, shows like this have negative effects because there is rampant cheating in schools. There is also use of enhancement performance drugs in sports, criminal behavior among the youth and the adults, and also there is corporate greed, which is becoming the octopus of many societies. So, on behalf of the Affirmative Team, we would like to point out that reality TV shows are definitely destroying the cultural values of many societies these days. So, are we going to allow that, or are we going to just sit and watch without doing nothing and stopping this phenomenon to take over the screens? Thank you very much, and back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Biljana Davcheva, for opening the debate as the captain on behalf of the Affirmative Team, Manama Toastmasters Club. Now we move on to the captain of the negative team, DivA Debate Toastmasters Club. Please welcome, please welcome to open the debate on behalf of the negative team, Toastmaster Neil Desai.
Hello, can you hear me? Just give me a... Mr. Debate Moderator, fellow Toastmasters, and my very worthy opponents. It is resolved that reality TV is destroying our cultural values. Well, we from the negative firmly disagree with that statement. In fact, my very worthy opponent said that there were two main things to be defined in the opening thing: reality TV and cultural values, both of which she defined very well, I would say. But I say there's a third one, and that is our cultural values. What exactly is ours? Whose cultural values? If I look at my very worthy opponents, they come from very different backgrounds and different cultures, a swath of them from Macedonia down to New Zealand, and they say that reality TV is destroying all those cultures. There's one more thing. What is the meaning of the word destroy? Destroy means to obliterate or end totally. Now, we think that cultural values and culture is just too strong to be obliterated by something as silly as a reality TV show. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me first tell you a few statistics about how many people watch reality TV shows and what they think of it. First of all, there are varying opinions, varying polls from 30-something% to 77%. But onepoll.com, which specializes in intelligent research, or so they say that about 39%, that's about 40%, watch reality shows. This is, of course, US based. Now, according to another poll, which is the Hollywood Reporter, 45% of TV viewers find reality shows favorable, compared to 88% who find comedy favorable. Okay, so that's the view of people generally on reality TV. And 72% of those who watch reality TV find it fake, think it's a fake. So given all these statistics, you'd think that by now, reality TV should have destroyed culture by now, according to my worthy opponents. But it's not so. What is culture, as very well defined by my opponent? Culture is the characteristic knowledge of a particular group of people, which includes their language, religion, food, social habits, music, arts. It's the way of life. Now, I'm sure all of you here have watched reality TV shows, but can anyone say that their culture has been destroyed because of it? It's not easy to destroy cultural values. Take the example of people who have gone to some other country and been surrounded by a different culture. Do their cultural values get destroyed? Look at all the expats in Bahrain, or the number of Indians or Arabs who have gone to Western countries. Has their culture got destroyed or eroded or anything? It changes. And this change in culture is what probably my worthy opponents think is a destruction. So there is no way we think that culture can be destroyed by something as trivial as a reality show. In fact, the reality TV shows that my worthy opponent gave as examples were all probably negative ones. There are many positive ones which we will give my teammates will probably come up with and let you know how the reality TV shows can make positive effects as well on people. So at best, we think reality TV doesn't really affect the culture. It is a manifestation of our culture, maybe. It is part now of our culture, of our changing culture, of the Western changing culture that you put in reality TV shows, the ones that they talked about. So I would like to conclude by asking all of you that do you think your culture, because there's no such thing as a collective culture which is getting destroyed, do you think that your culture is so fragile and so weak that if you watch something like someone singing or someone cooking or whatever other reality shows there are, that can destroy your culture? Ask yourselves that question. If the answer is no, then you have to come to the conclusion that reality TV shows are not destroying cultural values. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Debate Moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Neil Desai, captain of the negative team, for opening the debate on behalf of your team. I couldn't hear the applause, the digital applause. So I'm just trying to make sure we all at least visually applaud you. Thank you. Moving forward, now we move to the second speaker of the affirmative team from Manama Toastmasters Club. Please welcome Toastmaster Claire Cosgrove.
I'm just trying to pin the timer and I don't seem to be able to pin him. So I just hope I see his colors as we go through. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, moderators, judges, and our guests. Reality TV. Don't we all watch it? Because we have very little choice these days. Our TV channels are flooded with reality shows ranging from the extreme at one end to the extreme at the other end. And what they do to our inner being, our soul, is what we're really looking at. It's that cultural value that's being very much damaged. Socrates once said, that the unexamined life isn't worth living. That's fine. But when you're doing that reflection and personal evaluation, you're doing it internally on your own. What does reality TV do? It over-examines people's lives. And we are impacted by that. Is that really worthwhile? Why do we have these reality TV shows? An expense issue. And we will address that shortly. But I need to raise your attention level to the statistics that the leader of the opposition team came up with. Gave all sorts of numbers. And I query that. Why all these figures? We need to be careful. I saw an example the other day where they examined what's the most popular food in the US. And the highest number was for pizza, 20%. And they said that was the most popular. Yet there are 80% of other people not accounted for. Be careful when you listen to people giving you statistics. They manipulate your mind as reality TV shows do. Reality TV shows have various levels of language, of action, of behavior, of morals. All of this is subconsciously impinging on our minds that when we move away from that TV, we start to think that behavior is normal. We should adopt it. That is not true. What do I mean about the cost factor? No real actors, no script writing. You have your production team. But the people that come on board for 15 minutes of glory, get 15 minutes of fame, think they're a celebrity, and they are nothing. They're showing their emotional experience of life. And we sit there amazed. Why do you want to look at other people's suffering, trying to swallow worms, do amazing feats that are just totally unrealistic in everyday life? Or dance on the ice? We must be wary. Retain your morals. Look after yourself and your children and your family. Protect them. Don't let TV dominate your culture. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Claire Cosgrove. Now it's time for the second speaker from the negative team, DivA DTM Club, to speak. May I request Toastmaster Ashok Nair to give his points, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. I will now explain to the audience the reasons why we believe reality TV is good for you. In 2009, the teenage pregnancy in the United States dropped to its lowest levels in 70 years. The National Campaign to Prevent Teen and Unplanned Pregnancy released a survey in 2010. In this survey, 87% of teens who had witnessed the MTV reality show 16 and Pregnant stated that the show educated them about the pitfalls of becoming a parent at a young age. Cynthia Frisbee, professor of advertising in the College of Journalism, Missouri State University, states that participants and viewers get a mood uplift when they watch reality TV. The audience understands that when the curtains go down and the lights come on, everything is back to the way it was. Reality TV is only an outlet from the daily grind. She also says that reality TV has been in the forefront to bring issues that plague the society and has played a very important role in enhancing the women empowerment in society. Reality TV recognizes your hidden talents. It brings you out of obscurity. Justin Bieber, Susan Boyle are examples. And when the audience watch ordinary people attending stardom, they are motivated to hone their talents and achieve recognition. Now, Claire mentioned that we have very little choice because all channels are flooded with reality TV. Is it really so? Ask yourself. There are hundreds and hundreds of channels that cover news, sports, movies, and other issues. So reality TV is only a small part of the channel. And Claire talked about why is there a reality TV at all? That is not the debate. The debate relates to the effect of reality TV on our cultural values. The both speakers from the affirmative side did not provide any statistics to back up their claims. So, ladies and gentlemen, is reality TV destroying, obliterating, or completely wiping out our cultural values? Absolutely not. Back to you, debate moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashok Nair, for putting your points forward for the negative team. Now we move back to the affirmative team, and it's now time for the third speaker to speak in favor of the resolution. Please welcome Toastmaster Ahmed Arif.
Good evening, fellow guests, Toastmasters, and fellow debaters. In a world where rampant consumerism has taken hold, where products are designed to attack our dopamine system as aggressively as possible, reality TV has proven to be a notable salient force on our senses and on our cultural values. Values such as empathy and gratitude are twisted and replaced with vanity and egotism. This has real-world consequences. One of our interlocutors has asserted that reality TV raises awareness on social and mental issues. However, as I'm about to show, reality TV in fact moves to perpetuate many social and mental issues. With regards to body image anxiety, a study released in the Journal of the Annals of Plastic Surgery concluded that viewership of reality cosmetic surgery shows was significantly associated with body dissatisfaction, media internalization, and disordered eating. But even more generally, a survey conducted by YouGov, a global public opinion and data company, found that almost 1 in 4 young adults who participated in the surveys say reality TV makes them worry about their body image. 1 in 4. This anxiety is directly linked from the same survey and from other sources to social anxiety, self-harm, and even suicidal thoughts. This is a direct consequence from the nefarious value system that reality TV promotes, from Big Brother to Too Hot to Handle, where superficiality and physical attraction are central to its themes. This is a threat to our moral fabric, a fabric which judges people on their character. But it's not just our value system. It's our very identity and how we relate to the world. Most who watch tend to think that the disagreeable, two-faced behavior witnessed in the show is representative of reality. Findings from the Florida State University show a positive correlation between time spent watching reality TV and increased perception of manipulation and lying in society. This dangerous mentality is typically seen and is not absent from the icon of the genre, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This problem is further amplified when reality TV consistently features stories and scenarios in which the cast resorts to behaviors that would be considered culturally unacceptable in normal society. No one could credibly argue that anything good can come out from legitimizing vulgar, sly, and antisocial behavior. The facts are clear. As one critic puts it, reality TV makes reality its victim. It's immoral and artificial cheap ploy whose contribution to our culture is its gradual deterioration. Gradual, but it exists. Reality TV excels only in the art of wasting our time. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ahmed Arif, for putting your points forward. Now we move back to the negative team, the first DivA DTM club team. And it's now time for the third speaker from the negative team, Toastmaster Aji Joshua.
Aji, you need to unmute. I can't hear you.
Aji, we cannot hear you.
You have to unmute yourself, please, Toastmaster Agi.
You need to unmute.
She has to unmute it by herself because there's no option here to unmute her.
No, I think she's gone to RegMe. She
No,
just
no.
needs to unmute.
See, TM Aji, if you cannot unmute yourself, what I suggest is you go to Toastmaster Joshua's place. Yeah, try and speak.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yep,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Sorry for the disturbance.
We can hear you.
Debate moderator, fellow Toastmasters, my worthy opponents, and judges. What I heard so far is the affirmative side talking only about those reality shows which have negative effects on the society. And once they said, the first speaker was telling it destroys many culture. The second speaker was telling we don't have a choice, but we have to see the reality TV. As for me, I say I have different choice. I choose to see reality TV just to get out of the tiredness of my everyday work. It is just an entertainment. I'm not going to take anything from that fully into my life. See, I'm living for 30 years in a Middle East country. Still, my cultural values has not been affected. Still, we speak our mother tongue at home. We cook our dishes in my house. We wear or dress up in our style. So it is not easy to get change or destroy our cultural values. This is not just I'm telling. The psychology has proved it. The studies by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, which was exposed in their book Structure of Magic Volume 1, says in every life there is an imprinting period that is from the birth to 7 years, and then a modeling period from 7 to 12 years, and then comes the socialization period from 14 to 21 years. What they got into their life from the 0 to 7 years, when they mostly see their parents and their family members put the foundation for their culture, the beliefs, the relationships, and all. And I don't think a half an hour show is capable of eroding all these things. Never, never. Whatever cultural value one person has, it cannot be changed. Whatever negative they see from the reality show. And also one first speaker was telling, nobody, no talents will come to stardom at one night. Sorry, it is not like that. In my way, in my words, it gives all equal opportunities to those who are maybe financially or socially backward also to come to the forefront or stardom through through these shows. They are getting an opportunity. And another one was telling the vanity is increased. Gratitude and empathy is lost. Never. People are that wise that when the curtain falls, everything is back to normal. Nobody seeing a Spider-Man show will try to climb a wall. If my opponents say like that, I can't agree with them. I strongly say this reality TV is not capable of destroying mine, yours, or anyone's cultural values. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ajay Joshua, for putting your points forward. Now we move back to the affirmative team, the Manama Toastmasters team. And on behalf of the affirmative team, speaker number 4, Toastmaster Sheila Pai.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Mr. Moderator, ladies and gentlemen, and our worthy of reality TV is destroying our cultural values. Yes, indeed. Reality TV is blatantly and egregiously destroying our cultural values, as my teammates have already highlighted to you. But before I put my point forward, I'd just like to clarify some of the issues raised by our opponents. Let me start with the captain of the opposing team, who mentioned that the meaning of damaging or destroying is only obliterating. That is a very short-sighted meaning of the word damaging and destroying. Destroying means it can be damaging, ruining emotionally, spiritually, physically, or mentally. And that's the meaning we have very clearly defined at the start of our debate. The speaker also mentioned certain statistics about values being about reality shows. And he also mentioned that certain cultural values are universal. He mentioned that cultural values differ from place to place, like Macedonia is different, Bahrain is different. But let me very clearly specify that cultural values, certain values are universal. Empathy, cooperation, tolerance, altruism, love, these are universal cultural values. And these are the values which are being destroyed today. Another teammate from the opposing team mentioned about teen pregnancy having dropped in 2009. Did he bring us a statistics of 2020 or 2020? Teen pregnancy has increased again, and it's got nothing to do with whether you view a reality show or otherwise. It's about the values imbibed by our family, by our elders, and our parents. Someone also mentioned mood upliftment watching a reality TV show. Of course, mood will be uplifted because these shows are addictive. And this is what we are trying to tell you. This is how it is the cultural values. Awareness. What awareness are we talking about? The final opposing team mentioned about watching reality TV shows. We are not asking you to stop watching reality TV shows. By all means, watch the shows. The debate is about them destroying our cultural values, and that is what we are focusing on. Richard Bangler's research has no bearing here. Let me further go on to emphasize my own views on this. There is a survey, actually it's a thesis that was published in 2007 by the University of Southern Mississippi by Alison Rebecca Foster Miller, titled Cultural Values, Narratives, and Myths in Reality TV. That concluded very clearly the negative effects of the values on our culture, because it has emerged that people are focusing more on individualism rather than collectivism, materialism rather than caring and sharing, intolerance rather than empathy and understanding. And this is what the youth of our society are emulating today. We are not talking about the grown-ups. They have maturity enough to understand that reality TV shows are not affecting them and they can hold on to their culture. And let me tell you that culture is not about eating and wearing clothes. It's a lot more than that, as was clearly defined. Moreover, recently when I was, a few years ago, when I was in USA, I was in a mall and I was shopping and suddenly, well, all I,
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sheila, for putting your points forward. And now we come to the final team member of the negative team, the DIVA DTM Toastmasters Club. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Amor de la Cruz. Master Amor, are you there?
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're clear.
Go ahead.
Fellow Toastmasters and my worthy opponent, fellow Toastmasters and my worthy opponents, my team and I believe that reality TV is not destroying our cultural values. Nadeem Tiwari in his research, The Impact of Television Reality Shows on the Youth of Ambikapur District, India, published by IDM in August 2016, found out that reality TV shows help participants showcase their talents, help people to earn quick money, and provide awareness on current and social issues. The youth who are the subject of the study saw it that way. They who are the direct consumers of reality TV shows. Also, reality TV shows, according to you, is destroying our cultural values. My question is, why do you zero in reality TV when one, bad role models on television, there are plenty of them in scripted TV, like Sex and the City, so many insinuations of sex and in words and actions. Games of Thrones, The Walking Dead, American Horror Story, and many others. Don't zero in reality TV. 2, it has only 16% viewership in the US, where dramas are the dominant primetime genre on TV, and 44% viewership, followed by sports 22%. This is according to Nelson, an investors relation company in New York, on April 19, 2012. Now, speaker number 1 of the affirmative team said, my darling opponent, said that criminal behavior is propagated among the youth. That is what she said by reality TV. But without a proof, without the statistics and a study to support your claim, what you are saying are mere opinions. The same thing is true with speaker number 2 when she said that reality TV covers a lot of programs on TV. What is your proof that it's really such? What is your number? What is your, you have to have all this stuff when you have to arm yourself with statistics and references when you go on a debate. Now, speaker number 4 mentioned of the values of the way of life. When we speak of culture, it's not only values, it covers a lot more than that. So please, don't say that it's only on the values. Also, speaker number 3 said, reality TV only exists in the art of wasting our time. Who said that? Is that a person? You quoted that person, but who is that person? Is that a person in authority or a person of authority that you can quote? And from what study is that? And is he a dean, a psychologist, or what? That has something to do with this reality TV and cultural program, cultural degradation or cultural matters. Now, our team believes that reality TV is not destroying our cultural values. Actually, it gives us entertainment. It gives us a platform, according to the people, the youth of India. It gives them a platform to showcase their talent, like America Got Talent, Britain Got Talent, Norway Got Talent, and India Got Talent, maybe. Therefore, our team believes that reality TV is not destroying our cultural values. Back to you, debate.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amor de la Cruz, for putting your points forward. Ladies and gentlemen, dear audience, that brings us to the end of the four speakers from both the teams. They have all put their points forward. The captains have opened, and the remaining three speakers in each of the teams have already put their points forward. Now is the time for the summary, and the summary is done by the captain of both the teams. Captains of both the teams. Now, as is traditionally done, or as is systematically done in every debate, because the captain of the affirmative team starts the debate in the beginning, that's why in the summary, it is always the negative team who starts with the rebuttal or the final summary. Now, at this point in time, I'd like to remind both our captains that in the summary that you will be now presenting, no new points can be added. Remember, no new points can be added, and this is something that judges need to also remember to note. And now, to present the summary on behalf of the negative team, DivA DTM Club, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Neil Desai.
Thank you, Mr. Debate Moderator and our very worthy opponents. I really like the passion at which they all felt that reality TV is destroying our cultural values, especially Toastmaster Sheila. And she's a very clever debater as well. She pointed out that a survey was of 2009, one of them, and then flips over and gives a 2007 survey. Well, anyway, what I heard from all the arguments was that reality TV for them is very repugnant. And I share that repugnance for certain reality TV shows. But where I differ from them is when they say that it affects our cultural values. That is where the problem lies. Reality TV does not affect our cultural values. If anything, reality TV exists. There was one of them, Toastmaster Cleo, wondered why we have reality TV. Reality TV exists because people want them to be. Now, if you find certain programs in that not up to your cultural standards, you don't have to watch them. I've never seen Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it keeps on being mentioned as something that is I never watch it. So finally, the litmus test in this entire matter is you yourself. If you think that reality TV is so strong to destroy or deteriorate something like your culture, which takes generations to change, then I wouldn't expect that you think in such a manner. Culture and cultural values are very strong. And if at all what you see as repugnant in reality TV is not really changing our culture, but is actually just something that maybe our culture is spawning. It's the other way around. And so we in the opponent, in the negative team, have shown you very clearly that not all reality TV is bad. And secondly, it cannot destroy something as strong as your cultural values. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Debate Moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Neil Desai, for presenting your summary on behalf of the negative team, the DivA Debate Toastmasters Club. And finally, the final speech in this debate. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the affirmative team, Manama Toastmasters Club, we would like to now hear the summary from Toastmaster Biljana Davacheva.
Our worthy opponents, sometimes less is more. Yes, you did try to impress us with statistics, but if the message doesn't come through, the statistics are lost. We, on the affirmative team, strongly believe that the cultural values are destroyed by reality TV. And yes, because they play on the emotions of people, not on the statistics. People mirror the behavior of those characters. People do jump from floors and kill themselves because of some characters. People do suffer depression because of what they see on TV. Reality TV has become a sort of public execution of our present time, where everyone is judged based on their behavior, the character, the things they do, by people who can judge them and those who have nothing to say and still say it. Ladies and gentlemen, if we do not do something to stop these reality TV shows or to limit them, our core values of cultural values such as respect, family relationships, behavior, and also cooperation between people and empathy will be lost or changed in some way. Please remember that reality TV is just that. It's TV. It's not a reality, period. So this is why the affirmative team strongly believes that we need to do something so that these reality shows are limited. Because otherwise, we're going to end up with societies in which the foundations will be shaken, the cultural values will be changed, and the identity of many societies will be lost forever. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Captain of the Affirmative Team, Toastmaster Biljana Davacheva. Ladies and gentlemen, all the four debaters from both the teams have spoken, and both the team captains have summarized their contentions on behalf of their teams. It is now on the panel of judges and the chief judge to put together their scores and come up with the results. Meanwhile, I would like to now request the entire audience, whoever is attending, to please remain in the meeting, but we'd like to maintain a 1-minute silence for the judges to put down their ballots and put their total before they move into the isolation room. Thank you very much, everybody. Dear friends, this debate is over. Now, what I would like to request now, I don't know how this is going to happen. I would like to request the affirmative and negative teams to virtually shake hands with each other as a token of their sportsmanship. And now I'd like to request our chief judge to please arrange for all the judges to move into the virtual isolation room, or rather a brief breakout room.
Yeah, they're already in the breakout room. Yeah. All judges are in the breakout room.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Toastmaster Leslie.
All judges are in the breakout room already.
Oh, they're already in the breakout room. Fantastic. Okay. Dear friends, I'd like to thank our timer for today, Toastmaster Michael Jackson, for helping with the timing criteria in such a clear and professional manner. I'd like to thank our Toastmaster of the day for handing over the control to me to do this debate and to run us through this evening. And of course, it's now my duty and pleasure to hand over control back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Julius Kirmira.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, DTM Goraz, for very professionally handling this. This was nothing short of epic. I'm sure we all agree. This was only last seen in 1974. Rambo in the jungle. I don't know how many of you were there then. So if I may ask another round of applause to our debaters and the teams, if you may. Thank you so much. So at this stage, I would like to move on to our debate evaluation, and I would like to introduce our debate evaluator today, and that's none other than TM Ahmed Shukri. Now, TM Ahmed Shukri has been a Toastmaster since 2003 and specializes in the fine art of speech, evaluating, and debating. A milestone of his journey in this field was way back in 2012 when he won the DTAC title for speech evaluation category. In his spare time, if not speaking or evaluating, he enjoys reading a good book and watching a gripping movie. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to our evaluator today, TM Ahmed Shukri.
Thank you very much indeed, Toastmaster of the Day and fellow Toastmasters from both teams, Manama Toastmasters and DivA Toastmasters. Good evening and a job well done. To be honest, this might be the most amount of notes I have taken in the past 6 months in evaluating a debate. It shows the caliber and the quality of the speakers tonight. I surely enjoyed each and every speaker. It was a high-level debating session, and in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be evaluating all the speakers from both teams, giving you some pointers on delivery, on method, on technique, and most importantly, on if there were any fallacies in the logic building up to the actual resolutions and contentions. As always, when I first start evaluating any debate, I start with the resolution of the debate. Tonight's resolution is a fairly balanced resolution because it could go either way. It could go to the affirmative or the negative sides. The topic of these types of TV shows has been debatable for a very long time. The only point I would a little bit reserved about is whenever we talk about values, there tend to be some what we call in the terms of debating ad hominem fallacy, which is you tend to attack people's own personal moralities and views. It didn't happen to a very far extent tonight, but in your future debates, if you have a very formal debate like this, try your best to steer away from very specific type of cultural morals or values, because people, when they talk about their values, they tend to be a little bit more emotional. But overall, I thought that the resolution was quite objective and balanced. Moving on to the first team, the affirmative team. To be honest, all speakers from MTM tonight did a fantastic job from the opening until the cross-examination and the closing. It shows that the team has been organizing, orchestrating, and preparing very well for this debate. The key, of course, to winning any debate is to prepare well for a debate, and it was very obvious tonight. If you want to start with the individual evaluation, starting with the team captain of the affirmative, Toastmaster Biliana, if you want to start a very powerful debate, you should put a star speaker to open your debate. And you could see it very obvious when Toastmaster Biliana took the stage. She even took her usual position as speaker and was very much prepared with all her points, very well organized. The flow of actually structuring the contentions and even doing all the check boxes on each and every aspect of the debate were all followed beautifully. She began with properly defining the two key terms in the resolution and ended with a very nice reinforcing the team position that they are for the change in this resolution. All done in a very organized, confident flow and well within the time allocated for the opening speech. In terms of the actual contentions, the actual evidence is used by the opening speaker from the affirmative. Toastmaster Bilyana talked about the dysfunctional or abusive relations that certain TV shows can promote. In the art of debating, this is often called a red herring. And a red herring is a very specific example meant to create an overall impact. Sometimes red herrings can create some type of confusion and might distract from the main topic of cultural values. I understand why she used this tonight, because she wanted to start a very strong start, but sometimes the red herring was all answered later on in the debate flow, and I will refer back to it. Then TM Bilyana talked about many of these TV shows don't promote real talent. This can be highly debatable because it's a tall claim. There are many TV shows and real TV that promote actual talents, and the team member actually answered this claim. Your last point, TM Bilyana, you talked about these TV shows promote success at any cost. It's true, they do promote success at any cost, but the way that you structured the vehicle you used for this is what we call the slippery slope, but what we call the negative outcome slope, where a TV show cannot create criminals. So the outcome was exemplified or exaggerated to create an impact. However, these all apart, I thought that your opening was a very strong opening, great time management, great flow, and a powerful start for your team position. Very well done indeed. Moving on for an equally impressive opening statement by the opposing team leader, Toastmaster Neil Desai. Of course, Neil is not a stranger for Manama Toastmaster or many of the speakers here in Bahrain. And tonight he brought actual performance that matched his reputation. Strong, fierce, no holds bar, no prisoners. He came here, rightfully defined, agreed with some of the terms, and emphasized on other terms that were not mentioned by the affirmative team. It's a very nice tactic to use this, because you really need to readjust certain emphasis on the definitions. So he used the definition on our as the heart of the argument and destroying. Nicely done. Then TM Neil went into some numbers, some stats. Of course, stats can be a nice vehicle to convey your points. I would only say that there were perhaps too many figures thrown in the bucket. Although you meant to create this paradoxical notion that look at how many people are not watching TV show. If they're watching the real TV shows, all of us should have been corrupt by now. I understood your point, but perhaps too many figures, too many stats in sequence created some kind of overflow in the information. Then you moved on to your point of strength, what we call the moral questions. You asked so many moral questions, you actually put the ball in our court, and you asked us how many of us were corrupted by the TV shows. You turned the table on your audience, and it's a very good technique to be used, to be honest, but sometimes it creates a fallacy, what we call argumentum ad populum. You appeal to the popular common sense. You appeal to the overall sense that these TV shows are bad or not bad for us. So I agree with your approach. It's a very effective approach, but sometimes it can create that logical fallacy. I am very happy that DivA chose you to become the team opener, because your style tonight matched the strength of the opening team from Manama Toastmasters. I was really happy that both team openers were equally strong and equally able to start their arguments. Moving on for the second speaker, Toastmaster Claire. Toastmaster Claire took a different tone to her approach to the second speaker. Of course, as you know by now, in debating, the second speaker has the choice of reinforcing the opening statement or cross-examining if she wants or he wants. But her style actually went in the same flow of morality and appealing to authority, that don't we all watch real TV shows all the time? She also used a quote from Socrates. In debating, if you quote somebody who was an authority in the field, It's called an appeal to authority. It could create a logical fallacy, because when you appeal to an authority, you are forcing us to accept that this authority is the absolute value. If you don't trust this authority, that we are against you. It's okay. I mean, it's impactful, but you have to be careful that if you appeal to authority, it's in a similar fashion to appeal to God, for example, or to religion. We need to be a little bit, create this gray area of moving around and not giving any absolutes. You also pointed out nicely the overflow created by the team opener, by TM Neil Desai. You said that so many overflow of information of stat. Nicely done. But you had, in your argument, you had something what we call the straw man. A straw man is a very tiny aspect of the argument, and you blow it out of proportion and you make it at the weak point of the argument. You said the reason why we have real TV shows is because of the cost factor. Well, actually, there are so many TV shows that cost millions of dollars, and the cost value is really not part of that. So you also try to use this as a straw man, but you need to be careful when you're using straw man in your arguments. The last thing you said is you actually appeal to fear, what we call in fallacies, argument ad metum. Argument ad metum is you kind of scare your listeners that if you are not careful, these TV shows will destroy your morals. It's kind of a fear tactic, but it was a nice way to end your conclusion. All of these nice points were given to us within the time limit. Your voice was calm and collected. You were prepared for this, and you were a fantastic second speaker for your team. A job well done indeed. Next, we move on to the Toastmaster Ashok, the second speaker of the negative team. And Ashok is usually, I've seen him debate all the time. He comes prepared. He comes with very nice loopholes in the arguments and try to focus on those loopholes. Tonight, actually, I was surprised that he chose a very selective biased example of giving teen pregnancy as an example of how bad TV shows, real TV shows could be. There's a big problem in that, because you can create a fallacy called causality. You cannot be 100% sure that a TV show can create an increase in teen pregnancy. There are so many other reasons that can create the same effect. So you gotta be careful about causality in your statement, especially if you want to open with a causality-based statement. Then you actually went into addressing Claire's claims and answer her quite nicely. Well, you know, I'm a big favor of cross-examining in the middle of your arguments. So I think you choosing to give us something first as a speech, then cross-examining Claire was a nice timing for you. But I've seen you previously more confident and more powerful. I've seen you tackle stronger statements. And I guess tonight, maybe tonight, I'm just guessing now, you could have been in a more powerful position if you were the third speaker or the fourth speaker and not the second speaker, because your style is more into cross-examining than giving straight statements. But overall, I think you've done a fairly good job tonight. Moving on for the third speaker from the affirmative side, I believe, honestly speaking, this speaker, TM Ahmed Arif, I don't know you from before, TM Ahmed, but I think you were the surprise for tonight's debate. You gave me a performance worthy of the National Debate Championships in America. You showed me how Lincoln Douglas debates are done. You are prepared, you are confident, you had this innate smart approach in your building of your contentions. Your opening was filled with nice vocabs. And clearly I enjoyed everything, every aspect of your debate. I only want to point out for your example of using body image anxiety. Body image anxiety is a good example, don't get me wrong, but it could be a red herring. It could be a small part of a whole picture. And you focused on that small part of a whole picture. I understand why, because you wanted to give the Kardashians example as a concrete evidence to team openers focus on how real TV shows can destroy your body image. And you ended by stating your team position. This is how a structured, prepared, confident, strong debates are organized. I could have seen you being the opener or being the closer. In either case, what would it take me to bring you to DivA Toastmasters? You're a hidden talent, a hidden gem. And I really I will try to influence you to really continue this path and become even more stronger and more impressive. Well done indeed. Next, move on the third speaker of DivA Toastmasters. Again, we have this unfortunate problem with glitches in technology. The problem with using virtual method is, or tools, that it can glitch sometime and can throw you off your balance. And it happens before in many debates. It's not in our hand, but when it happens, it really destroys the flow of your debating method. But Agi tonight, she managed to come back and with confidence managed her part of the debate. She was the first speaker tonight that used a personal story and personal experience. Personal stories and personal experience are nice tools because they tell a story, they tell a narrative, they show evidence by telling a story. And she used, most of her debates were about using the moral equivalency, that in morality, we as humans should not be affected by a simple TV shows. Now, I would have loved to have more evidence apart from personal story, apart from morality, to really counter the argument of Toastmaster Ahmed Arif, especially because he just spoke before you. So you kind of ignored his statements and you went through your own moral equivalence. So this shows me that if you swiped the position with Toastmaster Ashok, it could have been a more powerful sequence of speaking between both of the teams. But overall, nice way to handle the technical difficulty and come back with a powerful personal approach to the debating statements. Moving on to a very familiar face for me personally from Manama Toastmasters, TM Sheila. Nice to see you back virtually speaking and giving the debate. I like how you might be the strongest person tonight in appealing to the audience and using the vocal variety to really emphasize on your contentions and your point of stance tonight. You refocused the initial definition of Toastmaster Neil that the values are not absolute, and you said, yes, we are refocusing. Values are absolute to any nation, any part of the world. You questioned the example of teen pregnancy, and you also questioned the source. This is how questioning, how cross-examination should be done in any powerful debate team. My only problem tonight is your time management, because once you finished of all your cross-examination, you went into a personal story. I would love to hear the rest of that personal story, but unfortunately time was against you tonight and we couldn't even finish or hand over properly the rest of your debate. So if I was to choose a team, I would definitely put you as the star cross-examiner, because tonight you are powerful, you are full of confidence, and you really showed us how you fight back and refute the statement from the negative team. Moving on to Toastmaster Amor. Amor tonight was the dark horse in the negative team. She was the secret weapon that they used tonight because she was extra prepared. She went head on. She never took any reservations. She killed many red herrings that were stated by the other team, like the outcome of the negative outcome of TV shows, of real TV shows. And she even questioned the credibility of the other team members. She said, show me your numbers, show me your sources, who quoted that. She actually used what we call the black and white fallacy. The black and white fallacy means if you don't have the sources that I believe in, then your sources are wrong. You see, this is what we call, when you go into this heated battle of fighting back and refuting and rebutting the statements, this is how you show passion and you show credibility, but in a very structured, professional, well-respected manner. Tonight, Toastmaster Amor, maybe this is your best performance that I've seen since a long time. as a debater. And your positioning tonight as a fourth speaker was excellent because you were ready, you were full of energy, and you really shifted the momentum back to the negative side. So by now you see how many points I have taken. I filled 4 or 5 pages of these notes. It shows how well prepared the teams were, the depth of their information, the power of their arguments, and how well we enjoyed tonight's debate. The last part, of course, is the closing. Both closings were nice, were really well managed. They were really impactful. I would only point to TM Neil's conclusion that you said, some shows, I agree that some shows are repugnant. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is your own feeling. But if you're on the negative side, never give them any leeway. Never give the other team even a single chance to agree with you. Say, no, all of them are repugnant, not some of them. So this is what we call the knifing statement. Avoid knifing statements. And I like how to use the litmus test to put us in a moral utopian approach to ask us the question where we are. It's a nice appeal, a nice way to end your negative side arguments. Last but not least, TM Bilyana, equally impressive in your opening and your closing. I ended up with a very nice, what we call the doomsday scenario. The doomsday scenario is when you appeal to your audience one more time, and you create the fear inside of them and tell them, do something now, or all of us will be corrupt by this TV shows. So it's a powerful way to end your statement in both teams, the TM Nile and TM Bilyana. Overall, it's really rare to really enjoy that much of information, of points of opinion, of back and forth, respected debate style. I totally enjoyed tonight's debate. I think it's one of the star debates I have witnessed since a long time. And I think this should be a very regular thing between MTM and DivA Toastmasters because of the quality of the debaters. I thoroughly enjoyed it. God bless you all. And back to you, Toastmaster of the night.
Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. What an evaluation. I've actually never seen as many people taking notes during an evaluation as I've seen today. It just speaks to the quality of the evaluation that you've given us today. What a man. All right, so let's move on to the parts that we have all been waiting for, and that's the announcement of the results. Now, I need to say all of you are winners just merely by participating. And I think even all of you who are watching are already winners. But obviously, we announced that we were going to announce the winning team as well as the winning individual. So as I wait for the results, let me just check my phone if the judge has been able to send this through. All right, so I have the results with me. The judges have done their job and the results are out. Drum roll. The best team is the negative team, First DivA DTM team. Right. And the best speaker, tonight, drum roll, TM Bilyana Davcheva. I would like to thank all of you for putting up such a wonderful show. Obviously, we could only have 2 winners. That's the best team and the best speaker. Thank you so much. It's a debate that I really enjoyed so much, and I'm sure you all enjoyed it as much as I did. At this moment, I would like to hand over to the president. DTM Khalid, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Julius, for being such a professional, as we always expect from you, a professional master of ceremonies. Fellow Toastmasters from both clubs, the Debate Toastmaster, DIVA, and Manama Toastmasters. Did you know the number of attendees tonight?
No.
54. At some point, we had 54 people.
Yes, 54.
So that by itself deserves a round of applause. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Leslie. Now, this event would not have been possible without a few people that I would like to thank now. Of course, I want to thank everyone who is here and who participated, but I have to single out a few people. I want to thank Toastmaster Goraz for taking the initiative for this, organizing this meeting, because he was a liaison between the two clubs. DTM Goraz, you
Yes.
just something marvelous. I think, as Ahmed Shukri said, we should have this more often.
Yeah. Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also would like to thank, by the way, there were a lot of work that was happening behind the scenes, and I have seen people in action. So I also like to thank Toastmaster Vivek. I forgot your last name, but I think it's Telenaka, I think Vivek, Toastmaster Vivek, for being such a professional Toastmaster. Thank you very much. A big thank you, of course, to one of the stars of this meeting. I think everyone knows him, but we have to mention him by name, Toastmaster Ahmed Shukri. Toastmaster Ahmed, thank you. I have known Ahmed for several years now, and his presence is always an added value to anything he does. And one thing I like about this gentleman is that he has become a researcher. Whenever he presents something, he has resources, he has proofs, and he is a good reader anyway. So Toastmaster Ahmed, I want to thank you personally. Now, there are a lot of people I want to thank, of course, but I think we had a lot of guests. Do you think we have time to give them a chance to introduce themselves? I think we have about 19 minutes. Maybe we could have a few words for some of the guests here, please.
Mr. President, my suggestion is that if you can start with guests who are not currently Toastmasters, that would be more productive, because by the standard formula, all the members of DIVA Club are also our guests right now. But if we take feedback from all the guests, we might overshoot the time. Our deadline is 9 o'clock and we want to finish on time.
Okay, wonderful.
That's my suggestion.
Yes, I think it's a good suggestion.
It's a good suggestion.
Now, I can see some of the pictures here. So if you are a guest and you're not a Toastmaster, would you please raise your hand? If I think not all the cameras are on. So if your camera is on, please raise your hand. We would like to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and give us feedback in 1 minute.
I think Hugh.
Hugh. Yes, Hugh is a guest. Are you still there?
I'm still here. I am a Toastmaster, not in the two clubs that are participating tonight, but I am a Toastmaster in the USA for 13 years.
But you're not from either of the clubs, so I think you get some precedence.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. President. And actually, this is my second visit to the Manama Toastmasters. I visited you about a month ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed that meeting. And this one, wow, it was completely different. I love the unique format of bringing the two clubs together and doing the debate. So thank you for doing such a meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
President.
you very much. Thank you very much. I'm sorry we don't have a ribbon for you tonight because welcome. We're very happy to have you back. Any other guests? Any other guest here, a non-Toastmaster? Okay, so I believe we can move on. Now, I
we had a guest that put up their hand.
Okay.
Was it Arid Anna, I believe?
Please. Can you unmute yourself, please? Leslie, can they unmute themselves or you have to do it?
Yes, they can do it.
So please unmute yourself and just briefly in 1 minute.
Yeah. Hello, good evening, Toastmasters. This is Aradhna Dhanraj from India. And this is my first appearance in this Toastmaster Club's meeting. And it was very exciting. I'm actually Mr. Abdul Rahman's guest. I know him. So he had given me this invitation to attend today's meeting. And today's debate was fantastic. I loved it. It was very informative, and I would love to attend such meetings in the forthcoming days. Thank you very much.
Where do you live?
I live in India.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. We are very happy that you joined us. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Please. Okay, is there any other? Leslie, you can help me if you can see, because I cannot see all of the people here.
Yeah, I'm also checking, but I haven't seen anyone raising their hand.
Anyone? Okay. Okay, I think we still have a few more minutes. Maybe we can, other people who would like to say something in a minute, please. Just unmute yourself and raise your hand and unmute yourself, please. Yes,
Toastmaster Michael.
Toastmaster Michael, yes, please. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to say, guys, is that I'm the English native speaker here, and I was so impressed. I mean, there's people using words like egregiously, unevocably, you know, unanimously, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm impressed. Great meeting, well done. Thank you, Guras, for putting this on. Just a really good effort by everybody. Julia, she did a cracking job. Thank you very much, everybody. I've really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Toastmaster Michael, I think the TMOD and the moderator, thank you, but this is an opportunity for me personally to also thank you for taking this role. And I have seen you in action before. You're always professional. And we're so lucky to have you at this meeting. Thank you very much.
I think Toastmaster Srinivas was raising his hand. Maybe he wants to say something.
Toastmaster Srinivas, floor is all yours.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Nice to see a full house here. And a lot of old familiar faces. As far as this program is concerned, one thing which I really liked was Ahmed Shukri's analysis of the whole debate. What a painstaking effort. Amazing. I mean, that was too good. Really, hats off to him. And then my personal opinion is that looking at the topic, the affirmative side had a tough battle, actually. It was an uphill, because the topic itself is sort of, you know, loaded on the other side. So I just felt that, yes, everybody did a good effort, and but it was just, I felt that it was one way. But very good, excellent information from both sides. And I think this is excellent sort of a facet of Toastmasters, which is different from prepared speeches. And we are learning a lot of information. Very well done, and Manama, excellent organization. I don't know who is Manama the organizer or the other club, but excellent organization and very good participation. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here.
Thank you, DTM. Thank you. Okay, we still have a little more time. Anybody else, please raise your hand and unmute yourself.
Mr. President, just to help you out here, I could read out some names that I don't recognize as members of neither of Manama Toastmasters or DivA. Of course, we will give the choice to the attendees to choose whether they would like to say something or just remain silent. But I can see there is Ninu. Ninu is in the meeting. Ninu is with us. Then we have Mahmood. We also have Marikar Jabao.
Okay, if they choose to remain silent.
Would any one of you like to say something, give your feedback on today's debate meeting? Mahmood or Ninu or Marikar Jabao?
Aradhana wants to say something, I think.
Okay. Who wants to say something?
Aradhana?
Aradhana, okay.
Yeah, Aradhana.
Can she be put on the main view?
She didn't open her video, I think. DTM Amor, she wants to say also something.
I want to say something. Can I say something? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to thank, being the president of DivA, I would like to thank the Manama Toastmasters, particularly DTM Khalid Amin, for this wonderful opportunity. Of course, I would also like to thank Amit Shukri for giving in to my request of being the debate moderator. I should say debate evaluator. And he will be another debate. He will be the debate moderator in the forthcoming inter-district debate contest, which will be on 13 June, to be participated in by elite Toastmasters from Kuwait, RCS from Qatar, DivA from Bahrain, and Take Debate from Dubai. So we are going to have that. So I hope you are going to watch that as well. We are going to give the more about this, details about this, maybe starting tomorrow. I would also like to thank our team, Team DivA, because we spent how many sessions for this debate. I would like to thank TM Neil Desai, because he's the one who gave us this idea of coming up with a Zoom meeting only to prepare for this debate. So thank you, team, our team captain El Desai, TM Ashok, and TM Adi Joshua. In the background, there's also one person who's working in the background, and I would like to thank her as well, TM Angela Cruz. Thank you so much for the wonderful audience. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Amor. I believe Toastmaster Joshua is also there. Would you like to say something in a minute? Toastmaster Joshua. Okay, I think he is still mute.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to share some words with you. It's wonderful. I really enjoyed, as we all said, the star of the show was definitely Ahmad Shukri for his wonderful evaluation of both the sides. And it's nice to see, as Srinivas actually told whatever I wanted to say. It is nice to see all our Toastmasters back in one frame and 54 people attending. It's wonderful. And I also tell the newcomers, please be part of this Toastmasters, be it in India or in Philippines or in Bahrain, be part of it. I have enjoyed being a Toastmaster for the last 20 odd years, and I'm sure most of you have enjoyed it. And let us go ahead and keep ourselves safe, have more Zoom meetings, enjoy. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Okay, with that, I think we have given opportunity to all the people who wanted to say something. Perhaps some of us chose to be silent. Anyway, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we at Manama meet every Saturday evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you would like to join our club meetings and hopefully become a member, we have a website, we are on social media. Just please contact us and we would love to have you. I think...
Mr. President, yes. Can I add something here?
Yes, sure. We still have, about 7 minutes. Officially,
so as most of the people are in this audience know that I'm part of both the clubs, Manama Toastmasters Club, as well as the first DIVA DTM Club. And already Mr. President has already mentioned about the time and date of meetings for Manama Toastmasters. I'd like to mention here that the first DIVA DTM Club, if you elaborate this, it's actually first Division A Debate Toastmasters Club. We meet every first and third Monday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Every first and third Monday of every month from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Actually at the BSTD, Bahrain Society for Training and Development in Addia. But these days we are meeting on Zoom for a very specific reason that most of us are aware of. And I'd like to just take a few seconds to put on a commercial about our club. It's the only English-speaking debate club in Bahrain. And it's a great opportunity for existing Toastmasters to further sharpen their skills. Because when you're debating, you're further enhancing or perfecting the skills that you learn in a standard Toastmasters meeting. So it's almost, when you're a debater, you're almost doing a prepared speech, a table topics, listening skills, analyzing skills, all put together in one single attempt. So it's, in my opinion, if you're doing a weekly or fortnightly meeting in a standard Toastmasters club, which can be compared to a schooling or graduation, then in a debate club, you're actually earning yourself like a master's degree or a PhD doctorate. That's the comparison, that's the analogy I'd like to offer. So please feel free to join us first and third Mondays at the first DIVA DTM Club. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, DTM Goraz. Now we have about 3 more minutes left. I just want, before I give my closing remarks, the President of DIVA, DTM Amor, do you have anything to say or we just close the meeting? I am going to make my...
close the meeting, I have already said. By the way, I would just want to add one more thing. On the 13th of June, we will have the, as I said earlier, we will have the inter-district debate contest. DIVA will be having the following people. We will have DTM Goraz as the team captain. We will have TM Ashok as speaker number 2 and TM Michael Jackson as speaker number 3 on that occasion. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Yes.
Yeah, can we request a group photo? I just want everyone to smile in the camera before we close the meeting.
Yes.
And for those who close their camera, can you please switch it on? Toastmaster Ahmed, Abdul Rahman. If you want to be in the social media, please open your camera and smile. Okay?
Okay.
Keep on smiling for like 1 minute, huh?
I am here.
This is 3 pages. 3 pages. Okay, this is 3 pages. So we have to take one by one. Okay. 1, 2, smile. That's for the first page. Second page. 1, 2, 3, smile. One more. Last page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Perfect. Thank you for your cooperation. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Leslie. Okay, now I have mentioned some people by name. If you believe I should have mentioned your name and I didn't, I apologize. But finally, I would like to thank the team members of Manama Toastmasters Toastmaster Biliana, DTM Claire, Toastmaster Ahmed, and Toastmaster Sheila for preparing for such a wonderful debate, because I'm sure they spend some time preparing. Wonderful job, and we always make us proud. And that is the end of this meeting. So meeting number 2756 of Manama Toastmasters is now adjourned.
Can we have the closing done by the president of DivA Club also?
DTM Amor.
Okay, and meeting number 99 of First DivA Debate Toastmasters Club is now closed.
We could all hang around and socialize, bring your own samosas and sandwiches, cups of tea, coffee, or
samosas again. Where's the samosas? Come on, Guras, where are the samosas? You always have to.
This is a unique meeting I've attended of Manama. The first meeting I've attended without a word from Zakaria or Ratinder. Not one word.
I gave
up. Busy on the phone. Ratinder is busy on the phone.
Fingers on the phone.
Thank you, thank you.
Unmuting us. They kept us quiet.
Let's just shout at Ratinder. Ratinder!
It's lovely to see everybody who's
Where
so
is
many
he?
miles away.
On the phone.
Is he there?
Yeah,
Okay, tell everyone good night. It's late here already. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Biliana.
Actually,
Actually,
if you want to socialize,
Bye, 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 Sway.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Hello, Zachariah.
okay. Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Good night, Leslie. Great job.
Bye, Aji. Bye-bye, Aji.
Bye, Mr. President. Hello, Joshua.
It was a great job.
Hi, Annie.
Great job, everybody.
Ali, hello.
Hi.
Now DTM Ratinder now this year.
No, I was waiting for the last. Biliana, very well done, Biliana. You did well. But
everybody did well. I'm really proud and happy of the team and the opposing team as well.
a little strategy would have helped a lot. There are certain things I will talk personally later.
Okay.
Little
I will personally talk to it later.
Manama Toastmasters should have included DTM Ratinder Nath. They missed the missing sauce.
Vivek took away the.
I will come to DivA.
He was on the list of being in the team, and then suddenly he disappeared from the team.
No, that
Why
was
is
not.
Tanaji not saying anything? Tanaji, we want to hear from you.
Yes,
Toastmaster Tanaji.
Tanaji was a quiet this thing. Observer.
Why is Tanaji not speaking?
She's having her dinner, I think.
Yeah, Vivek, you took away the words from my mouth. I wanted to say Biliana made a mistake not having Ratinder in the team.
No, she did not make it.
It
But
wasn't
at
me.
least take that away. So
I just got his name, and then suddenly another name appeared.
Alit will answer that.
Yeah, next time.
Next time. There's always a next time. For me, I have debated with Neil and Ashok Nair and Ajji Joshua and all, thanks to Guras in DivA team. So it was fun. And
I have seen Ratinder Nath debating once. He was not good at convincing, but he was so great at confusing.
that's what you need to do. In this case, you should have done that. Exactly the point. Did you hear what he said? Ahmed Shukri, he said, talked about red herring. You guys have put enough red herring in their plate to get their time completely in a mess. To clear that red herring itself, they wouldn't have brought any other points. Finished. Your debate is over.
Fishermen, we are not fishermen, that's why.
Dr. Claire, what time is it in New Zealand?
Oh, 6 o'clock now. I can wake up.
6 in the morning.
You mean you have been asleep all this time?
Yes, I've been asleep all through it. Dreaming my way.
Can I ask who came up with the topic?
Actually, there was a discussion between both the clubs, and the total in the common group of organizers, there was a list of 9 resolutions that was listed out by brainstorming.
Okay.
Out of the 9, 3 were shortlisted based on voting, and then 1 was selected.
Ah, okay. What are the other 2?
Yes, Srinivas, this one, it is a tough topic, but there were a lot of things which could have, happened. And acha tha, but this topic is, there are some tricky topics like this which you need to answer.
Yeah. So for the next,
was lovely. Viliana, your opening was lovely. And
I have a suggestion for the next. I have a suggestion for the next meeting. I mean, the next MTM DIVA club meeting. I suggest DTM Ratindranath on the MTM side and Abdul Nabi on the other. It will be a legendary debate. For the ages. It's like
yes, Abdullah.
It's like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier version 2, you know.
Before I leave, I will tell you a secret. I love watching reality TV show. I know all of them. I've watched all of them. This is just my outlet.
Oh, okay. So you are speaking from a different say.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway, good to see
Okay.
you all.
See you all.
Good
Good
to
night.
see you all. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Vivek.
All right. Bye-bye.
Khalid, good night. So Khalid, you're president of 2 clubs now?
Yeah.
Khalid.
Unfortunately.
Wherever I go, you're a president.
Yeah, it was imposed on me, unfortunately.
Universal
Okay.
man. Universal man, Khalid, brother. Huh?
Okay, good night, guys. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
By the way, I am one of the co-hosts, the only remaining one. I can just shut you up. Are you a co-host also, Guras?
No, I'm not. I don't think I am. Ain, why didn't you say anything during the meeting?
What should I say?
You should have said something towards the end.
Everything was... Congratulations. It was a good meeting. It was a good meeting.
I think it was like a high quality debate, wasn't it? I mean, the quality caliber of the speakers from both sides.
And I have a question though. In our regular debates, we don't usually have much of a timers report. Do we have a timers report for each debater?
No, because it is being judged. You know?
Do we usually have a timing report for each debater?
It's with the chief judge.
Question is for you.
He said it's with the chief judge. It's with the chief judge.
It's with the chief judge, but I don't know if the chief judge asked for the timing or.
Okay, I'll ask him now.
Yeah, I think that was a kind of a missed out thing, I think. All right. Anyways, good meeting. Cheers. Take care.
Okay. Thank you for everybody again.
Bye-bye. Bye. Tanaji is still there, but she's still not speaking.
Some people, they are there, but they are not sitting in front of the laptop or phone.
Yeah, I am agree with you, Dr. Khalid.
They just join in and then they disappear. You know, they go do other things. I do that sometimes. I mean, I join and then I have to go toilet maybe, or I go into the
kitchen.
Kitchen. Well, kitchen is okay because it's all in the same place. I can still hear. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I think I am the one who can end all this.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Bye-bye. Cheers. Take care.
Good job, Toastmaster Garage. Good job.
My opinion,
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Was like
welcome.
actually, you know. What do you think, Amor? I mean, Now, is your name Ain or Anne? I mean, I prefer Anne.
Okay, you can call me Anne if you want. I think it was, I think we should do this again. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I think, look how many people we attracted together. 54,
right? That's
like an area contest, you know, even sometimes less than 54.
I think so. I think so too. Guraz, great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guraz, I think everybody was very professional. Guraz, even Julius, by the way, I think he was marvelous at his role. You know, he always comes prepared, you know, professional. And even our timer was professional tonight. So.
Yeah, timer, he's always very good. Michael is always very good with the timing.
Yeah. Okay, at any event you can invite us, we'll be there. Okay, okay, so is it okay now I just end the meeting?
Yeah, end the meeting, yeah.
End the meeting.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.